Hello everyone, welcome to Beaver's Hobby channel. This is a tutorial and review of Power HD G1 Gyro for drift car. First of all, thank you Banggood as always for sending me this gyro unit for a review. This is a gyro that designed specifically for drift cars. Obviously I'm talking about rear-wheel drive drift cars here, where they need a good gyro to be able to drift. So let's take a closer look. The package is simple. Inside we have the gyro, a manual, a double-sided tape, and a small plastic screwdriver to adjust the gyro gain. You can also use this to push the endpoint button. It is the normal size for 1 to 10 scale car gyro. Here's the dip switch for gyro direction and mode, which I'll talk about later in how to use. The signal wires have a white strip on them, so you know exactly how to connect them correctly. And here's the endpoint button, which is the thing that sets this gyro apart from the others. You can set this to limit the movement, so it won't go beyond what the car can do. This will also help in some cars that the servo throws between left and right turns are not equal, and it'll give the same sensation of movement to both sides. Moving on to the tutorial. You're gonna have to mount it on the chassis first. I'm using HGD1 to demonstrate, because I use a standard receiver in this car. Use a soft double-sided tape to stick it to the chassis. I put the gyro in the back of my car because there is a space there. And also it has a bigger swing than putting it in the front. You can try and experiment with different gyro positions to find a place that you like. Plug the 3-wire connector from the gyro into the receiver channel 1 or steering. Next, plug the servo to the gyro. Then, this is optional. You can use a variable rate or VI channel on the transmitter to remotely adjust the gyro gain. It can be a dial or a button, depending on the transmitter. Plug the single wire connector into the channel that you are going to use. Here's a tip, use a dial or a button that you won't accidentally touch. Also, it should be something that you can adjust precisely. Otherwise, it is going to be very difficult to keep the gyro gain where you want it to be. I use this dial and set it to channel 3. And if your transmitter cannot do that, you don't have to connect this plug. But don't worry, you can still adjust the gyro gain using this dial. Here's another tip for FlySky Noble users. If you use a digital servo, you should set the servo frequency to 333 Hz to match the servo and gyro frequency. Now check the gyro direction. It should counter-steer the car when you swing, by which I mean it should steer to the same direction that you swing the car. If it doesn't, as you can see here, switch the gyro direction on the dip switch. And this is how it should work. Next is the endpoint setting. Before doing this, you'll have to set the endpoint on the transmitter first. Now you can set the endpoint on the gyro. Hold the endpoint button. Turn the car on. And let go of the button. You'll see that it is flashing 2 colors, which means it is in endpoint setting mode. Turn the steering to one side and press the button. Now turn it to the other side and press the button again. You'll see that now it is flashing 1 color, which means the gyro is initiating and the endpoint setting is complete. If by any chance you mess it up, don't worry, you can reset it by holding the endpoint button. Turn the car on and keep holding it for 3 seconds. Now let it go. You'll see that the gyro is initiating and the endpoint has been reset. There are 2 modes, red and blue, which you can adjust from the dip switch. As far as I can tell, this is sensitivity adjustment. Red mode, which is the default, is high sensitivity, and blue is normal sensitivity. Now let's take it for a test drive. This gyro is fantastic. It is the best one I've ever used so far. It is really fast, really smooth, and really precise. I found that the red mode or high sensitivity is a bit too brutal for my driving style. It pulled the car back in line too violently. So the one for me is the blue or normal sensitivity mode. In conclusion, if you are looking for a gyro for rear-wheel drive drift car, I highly recommend this one. It'll do everything you'll ever need for $40. And as you can see here, it is not too big for a 1/220th scale car either. But you should check it first anyway if you have a space to mount it on your car. Otherwise, there's also a small one with endpoint and 2 modes in the same size as this one on the right, and hopefully I can get it to do a review soon. That's it for this video. Please subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and hit the bell icon to get the notification whenever I upload a new video. You can follow me on Facebook or social media for quick updates, written reviews, news, and see what I'm doing between videos. Thanks for watching, and see you again next time.